And our themed setup series is back with an unlikely character. This is a Deadpool themed gaming laptop setup. And everybody and their mama seems to love the black and red color scheme, so let's jump right into it. Now the idea behind the setup was to have a dependable and very capable laptop that can be used on its own, but also can kind of go into desktop mode when you want to hook it up into this setup. Now the Acer Nitro 5 was my inspiration for this setup, and huge shout out to Acer for not only sponsoring today's video, but also sending over their 15.6-inch version for us to use. And what I like about this gaming laptop the most, honestly, is the price. It's actually pretty good bang for your buck. Now this is a gaming laptop, so it has a dedicated graphics card and it's packing the NVIDIA GTX 1050 Ti. And with that card, you'll definitely be able to do some pretty solid gaming. There's something called the GeForce experience, so that you can have the optimal settings for playing certain games, and you'll even be able to stream online with your friends. And even though this isn't meant to be a gaming powerhouse, you're still getting a quality laptop. Although I will say the trackpad does take some getting used to. I just wish it were a little bit more sensitive. So you have no problems gaming here in 1080p, even if that means playing on medium and not high settings. Now, of course, the specs that you go for will determine your experience with the performance, but these are rocking Intel's latest 8th gen processors, and you also have the Nitro Sense software so that you can keep an eye on your CPU and GPU. And if you have to, you can even turn on their Cool Boost features where it kicks up the fans, kind of keeps the whole system cool. That way you're able to do whatever it is you're doing without it slowing down. Now this is meant to be a more mainstream laptop, not for the gaming enthusiasts out there, but for the mainstream who want to game properly. Overall, I've got to say this is a pretty solid device for its price, so if you're a gamer or want to get started with streaming, this could be a great option in terms of overall value. Now we talked about the machine behind the whole setup, but now let's talk about everything we've got going on here. So of course, we have it attached to a monitor, and this is the Acer Predator Z1. And for you black and red lovers, you know this is clean. Now I picked up this Predator Z1 because the thing looks clean, especially with that Deadpool wallpaper that I'll of course have linked down below in the description. I know you guys are gonna ask for it. And this monitor has a nice big 27-inch curved display, which is pleasant to look at. And it's got a 2560 by 1440 resolution, so you got that 2K. And this thing can be overclocked to 165 Hz, so if you need that extra refresh rate, this thing's got it. It also has this cool ambient light feature that you guys see glowing at the bottom, which also adds a nice touch. But let's talk about the dope peripherals that we've got going on here. This is a HyperX Alloy Elite mechanical keyboard. I know I can't be the only one who wants to sit in on these meetings where they name these peripherals. Now this is a pretty nice keyboard and it's comfortable to type on and it feels well made, although I'm not sure why there isn't any software that allows you to change the RGB colors on it, but there are presets, which luckily has an all red backlight, but honestly I'd love to have some control here. But it still earns a spot here because of its quality, functionality, and comfort. And the mouse that we've got alongside it is the SteelSeries Rival 600. And this is actually a very comfortable mouse to use, and with the RGB lights and nice look overall, it was a no-brainer. The RGB lights look great here, and you can tell there was some attention to detail with the overall design. And what's especially nice is that you can change the weight of the mouse on both sides, so if you're looking for something really lightweight or something that's a bit more hefty, you can customize this and change it up so that it feels just the way you want when you're using it. And it seems to be getting a little bit hard to find this mouse online, but I'll of course include links down below in the description to wherever I find it. And the mouse pad you might have seen before. This is Corsair's MM800 Polaris mousepad. And a mousepad like this is pretty much a shoo-in for these themed setups since it has the RGB lining around the perimeter. It makes it really easy to throw in. But what's nice with this one is that it has USB pass-through, so there's a USB port right at the top, so if you want to plug in another device, you can plug it in right there. You don't have to plug it into the laptop itself, which is really convenient. Not to mention the bottom of this mousepad has a really solid grip, so it's not going to be moving around, unlike some other mousepads that I've been using in the past. Those other companies need to take note. And next up for our sound, we've got the Logitech G560 speakers. Now not only are these a good looking pair of speakers, but they're also very powerful. And of course they do the whole RGB thing as well. Now not only do these sound great, but they have this cool feature called Light Sync, where it pretty much mimics whatever's on the screen, and using those RGB lights, it kind of displays it right on your wall. So it's a cool feature, but in a setup like this, you kind of want to just keep the red glow so you're not throwing a bunch of random colors in there. We want to keep it consistent. But I really do like these speakers. They don't have a ton of cords, they have a small footprint so they're not taking up a lot of space, great sound, and they just get plain loud. So if you want your neighbors to hate you, these will definitely do the trick. And while we're talking about sound, we also have the HyperX Cloud wireless gaming headset. So in case you do have to deal with those neighbors, or in my case, my wife, you can have the music or sound go straight through these instead. And they're comfortable enough to wear for hours on end with plush ear cups, and they offer some great sound and a great quality mic, as well as an overall good build quality. And I think it's safe to say I'm a fan of HyperX's gear. They've got good quality stuff and they're pretty affordable. And you guys know I always got an Xbox controller on deck. How could I not? It's honestly a comfort thing at this point, growing up as a console gamer. This one is called Volcano Shadow, and you would think that this thing was made specifically for this setup. So if I get tired of gaming on a keyboard, I can always whip this out, sit back and kind of relax and still play. And last but not least, I've got a figurine of the man himself, Deadpool. Now, I'm gonna put a link in the description to this guy, but once you see that price, you're gonna think I'm crazy. Now, I do not recommend getting this one by any means, unless you're a hardcore Deadpool fan. But I gotta admit, he looks amazing here, and this thing has a ton of detail. He's super posable and actually has quite a bit of accessories, so you can get him to do all kinds of serious or funny poses, just like Deadpool. So if you're into that kind of thing, of course you can check it out down below in the description. They've also got some other cool Marvel characters that have really detailed figurines like this. For all my geeks out there, I'll list them all down below. But that about wraps it up for another themed setup video. You guys let me know what you think with a comment down below. Was Deadpool a good choice? Who do you want to see in the next one? But till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.